It'll be fine. Where'd my drink go? Hey everybody, kind of an unexpected video I wanted to throw together real quickly. I basically got Arcadia Quest Inferno the other day. I think it was Friday, to be honest. And I got a good portion of it painted already. And I just wanted to show you guys, and first of all, apologize for not doing any live painting this Thursday, but my wife's been in the hospital, so just trying to get myself in the right frame of mind, to be honest with you. I've just kind of sat here and painted. I probably should have just turned on the camera, which I did on my channel. You can see how the paint, majority of this, I've got 3 parts up there, and I did this all in about 7 hours. Are you in the way? No. As usual, the award-winning video that'll never win any awards. I just wanted to show you guys a couple things, and we'll do our best. This is the ice dragon, the frost dragon, excuse me. As you can see, we got him all painted up. These are Cerebuses. If you're familiar, just to take a look at some of the creatures that are coming out. This is one of the bosses. Actually, I can start naming off some of these things just so you guys can get a idea of what they are. That's Belial. We still got a little work to do on his trident there. Over here we have Cassius, and you can see it'll have to focus in a bit. Sometimes I've got to pre-focus, so that's Cassius. And back here we are working on, we still have to finish up his fireball a bit. These are demon pitchers, as you can see. And we got them going. There's 2 of those that come in there. This fine gentleman is Boar of Oros. And you can see that we've got him in a pretty good state, and just got to do a few touch-ups with him. And this is Trander, and we just got to finish his staff. And then these girls are Demonesses. Demoness, and they are pretty much right where we kind of want them. So I'm just going to make a few adjustments here on the screen, so when it goes blurry, just bear with me for a minute, and I'll bring these things down a little bit so you guys can see stuff. Now let's just move this over. Right here we are working currently on oh god, what do they call those girls? Harpies. And they have more of a purplish flare to them. So I'll just back that out a little bit. Forgive all the paints. This is kind of an impromptu thing. But this week we're going to do some more. We're going to be doing Arcadia Quest Inferno, and we're going to be doing the pets as well. And I'm pretty excited about doing that. We should be back to normal, hopefully, and have everything where we need it to be. I just figured I'd show you guys some of this stuff for those of you that might be interested. Let me just move my hand here. I want to be able to put my hand so I can bring things in. So you just got to make sure that the autofocus focuses properly. And we'll freeze it there. Perfect. So I'll put these Harpies away, and right now there's 6 of these, so I'm trying to get these done. And then I'm going to move on to the heroes, but there are a couple of very, very interesting figures in here. I have to say, it's probably some of the best stuff I've seen in a while. Is it simpler to play than Descent? I think so. I find it hard to get played for Descent due to the learning involved. No, Stuart, I think it's a lot simpler and it is a lot of fun. Ming Sky, how are you? So let's take a look at some of the things. First of all, I want to show you a couple things that we're going to be painting this week. I think you guys will enjoy. Because this is all pretty much I have left. So just had to get up off from the table here. Oops. Yeah, there you go. Drop everything in the water. That's typical of me. Alright. Like I said, an impromptu video. Just wanted to show you guys a couple things. What I want to show you is what we're really going to be working on this week. And then we'll take a look at what I am working on. And I could talk you through a couple things. This is all I have left of the Inferno stuff. So let's take a look. Oops. Attaboy, just dump it all on the thing so everybody can see it, right? This figure I'm saving for last because I think this will be something that you guys will really, really enjoy seeing. And that's the boss. I mean, that's pretty butsy and pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. And we're going to save him for last. He's going to be, I'm going to save him for Thursday. We're going to be painting him live, so I'm excited about that. And let me just close that up. I've got the 5 angels that I have to paint. Now, if you play Arcadia Quest, I guess there's a thing called Damnation. So that's going to be interesting. So we have the 5 angels, which shouldn't be too hard. We should be able to crank those out pretty good. And we've got another bad guy that we need to do. I think I'll save him for Thursday. But because I'm trying to keep myself busy, I've been just kind of flicking on and painting away. So we've got 5 heroes here, which are very, very detailed and very interesting. And I'm really looking forward to painting those today. I should be able to knock these harpies out pretty quickly. And we got a couple more right here. And as you can see, and I think I've got a total, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 14, 15, 16. 16 more figures and we're done. So in a day, I've gotten 20 done, so I'm not feeling too bad about myself. I think I put so far about 6-7 hours into it. It depends if you go count up the hours of what I painted. My God, can you just leave me alone, Vernon? Are you painting anything today, or just answering questions and showing off minis? I'm only kidding, Vern. Vern and I started working on these. I'm just waiting to hear from the hospital because I need to run up there, but I just figured I'd do something really quick because I felt bad for not doing my normal segment. And I kind of neglected it for, well, not neglected for a couple weeks, but because of some health issues, we've really had to, some things had to take a back seat. So I just kind of wanted to do something kind of quick, something fun, and just kind of show you everything that I've done so far. So why don't we take a look here, and I'll start showing things off a little bit. First of all, we've done the six girls here, and I don't think I was able to show you guys what I was able to do with these girls. And these are the demonesses. I just need to throw a little wash on their green area. I did this late last night, so I just kind of finished these girls up. So let's put those back up there, and then let's take a look at a couple more of them that I did just to give you an idea. A little tedious, but it's worth it if you put the little extra things in there. Roger, no worries. I'm just painting. It's fun painting along with you. What? Roger? Who's Roger? Are you cheating on me, Vernon? Hi, Rob. What would it be approximate cost of painting a full Arcadia Inferno set? Well, if you already have the paint, you know, it doesn't cost you anything. Just costs you in time. At Stewart, it's very simple. Played it for the first time last week. 3 new players. We were up and running within 20 minutes. Yeah, exactly. It's not rocket science. Rob, do you do anything with the bases for these board game minis? For these, I'll probably just paint them gray, to be honest with you, because it doesn't make sense to grass them or put anything really on them. And you'll see on a couple of them, you really don't have too much room. Like particularly here with the wizard, who I just got to finish up. You really don't have room to put anything on that base. So as you can see, we've got him going pretty good. Thank you, Ming. That's very kind of you. Here's another one of the heroes. You got room there, but what do you really put on there? Especially since they're running around inside. If it was an outside thing, I mean, you could maybe put a little, because it is Inferno. I've got to look at the bases, and maybe I'll figure something from there. And here's our jacked up hero. There he is, all jacked up. I meant to commission it from you. Oh God, I wouldn't even know. I've never done a commission in my life. I just I paint. This is it probably have to be something part of my Patreon or my Indiegogo, where I feel that if you give money to my channel, that will do something for you. But I just wouldn't just commission out of nowhere. This guy here is one of the big villains. You could put a shirt on that guy. Yeah, I know, I should have. And you can see that we really worked some of the detail in there. And of course, with chibis, the most important part is their faces a lot of times. And that's where, and these are Cerebus. Now, of course, we've got to finish the bases here, but, we got these guys. These are supposed to be pretty nasty. I think they do 6 attacks or something like that. That's where every time I touch them, they go, oh my God, those things are nasty. And there's only 2 of them that come in the box. But as you can see, really, really concentrating on just really getting it to the table here. And then, of course, the big boy here, just to give you guys a good look. And you can see all the steps I did. I did this all by hand. There was no airbrushing. I don't cheat like Vernon. But I did this all by hand. I'm giving you a hard time, Vernon. Giving you a hard time, my brother. And you can see that the amount of detail in the layer of paint that you can build out. And I show you how to do it. It's very simple. You guys can see that if you like. Or you can wait till this Thursday and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But and you can see his tail, how we've worked. And we built out, and it was very, very, very simple process. We make it easy so you guys can get at it. And taking care of the eyes, I do have to fix the jewel a bit. I gotta get some of that jewel paint. And the eye really, their faces really sell because they're chibis. The face is the most important part, and that's kind of where we're at right now. And that's why we're working on the girls here next. My XCOM is going a lot faster than yours. Airbrushing F2. Yeah, exactly. I bet. But these, I'm not too far from cranking out. What I did is I've lightened up their faces with a lighter purple, but their wings I made a darker purple, as you can see. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some washes, and we're going to be working on this a bit. Do you varnish the minis or do you use a compressor? What I'll do is I'll seal all these with a matte finish. Thank you so much for showing us how you paint. It has helped so much. Thank you, Wade. That means a lot. Hey, Charles. How you doing? Dennis. Oh, boy. Everybody. 2 Dennises. Hey, Rob. They all look great. Well, thank you very much. So we got that done in just one day, and then today we're going to knock these out, and then I'm going to now as you can see, I primed these black, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be priming these guys white. and that's specific to what I need to do, especially with the angels and the heroes. Painting on black does take a bit of time, but you guys, I'm going to save this for this Thursday. God willing, everything goes all right, and we get the queen back home. We're gonna tackle that guy, and really, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to do this. I've already blueprinted out what I want to do here, and how we're going to take this mini, and I'm going to show you how easy it can be, and how we can really just build out from this, as well as you know, I'm going to continue on with some of the other stuff here on my channel, but here on the Dice Tower, I felt that I cheated you guys by not showing you this. I wanted to really kind of, can't wait for these finished. They look so good. Thank you, Flame. I really appreciate that. And hi, Ken. So we're really going to feature this week on the Dice Tower version of Painting with Rob, along with, I don't know, I may try to get this guy done just so we can get playing. But there's a lot of different techniques that you can use, but the thing is to just take your time, and I will show you. Does he come off his throne? No, he does not. I thought you had this, Vernon. Because you have everything. He doesn't come off his throne, kind of like me. I don't come off my throne. Because I'm just sitting here painting all day. Now, he does not come off his throne, and that's where some of the struggle is going to be, is how do you work that paint in there, and you know, what do you paint first? Well, the first thing you want to paint is you kind of want to neaten up all your areas and stuff like this. And what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how you're going to try to get all his skin done, but also we have to accommodate and kind of think out and plan out these areas here so we're not double brushing things. So I'm going to show you how that does. Sending well wishes to the Queen. Thank you, Ming. A friend does. Does he come off his throne? A friend does. Oh, your friend does. I gotcha. And I don't like chibis. I would rip him off. I know you hate chibis, and then I've just asked you to help me with a project. Well, I guess I owe you one, because I got a feeling that you're going to mail something back to me. But which I still haven't heard. I sent one more email, and then I'm going to make a determination tomorrow, by the way, Vernon, on that project. So right now, well, while I got you here, I guess I can just kind of work on some stuff until we hear from the Queen at the hospital, because I want to go up and see her. We're going to take this guy, we're going to put him away, and I'm going to kind of show you kind of the things that I'm kind of planning out and doing here. So with my good friend Vernon here, he'll be shouting out things, I'm sure, to help along. And if you have any painting questions, if I'm too deep in it, I'm sure Vernon will answer them. We kind of got a tag team painting thing going on here lately. Feel free to send it off. I'm ready. All right, brother. I won't give you any of the hard stuff. I just need to kind of, not a bad rip him off. Not bad, rip him off. I would just rip him off to paint it easier. He's really kind of thick on there, though. He's really, that's the thing that I was thinking of taking him off, but the way he's on here, I mean, I think you would ruin it more than anything else. He looks like, I don't think he's, yeah, you see, he's molded into that seat area, and that's where I would, you know, I'd be a little afraid, because you would lose some of that detail going in. What do I know? My successor. So right here, this is what we're trying to attempt to get out of those girls there. So one of the things that we want to do is we just kind of do all the base things first, like skin. Skin's most important here. So what we want to do is kind of just what I would do here is probably put a wash over them right now. And I want to darken up the faces before I brighten them up. But I think what I'm going to do is, there are a couple areas here. Oh, did I just put that over? Or okay, there we go. just want to look at this one more time, and we'll make a decision what we do here. I think I could probably... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the red, then darken the red, and then brighten the red. So there you go. That's the game plan. See how quick you got to make... You have to think a couple steps ahead. And that's where you're really going to... He's got hemorrhoids. Don't want to hurt him. Yeah, there you go. I'm very sensitive when it comes to hemorrhoids. Thank you, Vernon. One of the things that you really kind of want to do here is you really want to think things out. You want to plan ahead. You know, it's easy to go, oh my God, this part looks fun. Let's paint this first. But make sure that you're not double tracking and double dipping in a lot of things. So for instance here, we're going to take a basic color that we've been using the whole time. And it really has been very successful for me. And that's the Evil Sun Scarlet, which is a Citadel paint. Watch this. Any second now it should come up in the chat. This is where Vernon earns all his money. Oh, no, he's not going to do it. Jeff Langford, any good tips for removing acrylic paint, Rob? I want to repaint the Arcadia Quest base game now that my skills are better. I would take and simply green them. It'll come right off. But you're going to need a little bit of a scrub brush. Matter of fact, I'm going to be painting... there it is. There it is. If you look underneath Jeff Langford, my boy Vernon, Evil Sun Scarlet, Citadel paint. Every time I start using paint, he announces it. So that's kind of a neat thing to have. And of course, having him around is always good. He's really been a good friend. So with that said, I would scrub it off. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to be doing the whole set. We have pets that we're going to do as well. And we're going to really, really try to make this shine. So that is my ultimate plan. Now, the funny thing about this, which I find a little weird, is how the tail is the only thing that's red on this particular harpy. And I double checked the art, and I said, okay, I guess so. I don't like it. I think it, and I'm just going to have to do something with it and bring a little more light to it. But honestly, it doesn't work for me because the way the tail and her legs work out. But that's what they want to put in there. And I'm just going to double check it and make sure that I'm doing the right thing without wrecking the manual, because I must have looked at this thing 1,000 times. I don't know, because it kind of blends in there. The art's a little confusing here, but we can definitely do a workaround here. Alright, I think that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to change it up a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, because it doesn't look consistent, and you can make changes halfway through. Spelled incorrectly. Oh, there you go. As a U for me, you can place the mini in Detrol for a day, and it will make this paint soft, and it will come off. Okay, I didn't know that. So I'm going to change plans here a little bit because I just don't think that works. I'm going to work purple and into a lighter purple. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go with this Xerxes purple. And I think you can do things like this and kind of make a quick decision. It's okay. Sometimes you don't see something and you don't like something. That's okay. Change it on the fly. I'm famous for that. A lot of times you're just not feeling it. That's okay. And I kind of like this purple, and what we'll do is we'll lighten the purple and we will dry brush this whole area just a little bit so it'll all blend together, because I don't like the red. The red needs to be for the eyes and the fingernails and some of the examples outward. Okay, well, let me adjust the camera here a bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, for crying out loud. Come on, Rob. No, wrong way. There we go. All right. All right. So we'll wait for this to dry and then we'll finish up her tail. Now these girls don't have tails. Oh yeah, they do. It's just the way her tail works. It comes through the bottom here. Oh boy, that's fun. So you're going to take and just come over the top here. There we go. And because we're using black, what I like to do, because we've got a lot of white detail to do as well, is we are going to, there we go. Just notice that. I missed a little spot there. That's okay. We all make mistakes, and that's the beauty of it all. Making mistakes. Xerxes Purple. Look at this guy. You're the best, Vernon. You really are. And we're just going to kind of work that in there. Like I said, you know, we kind of worked on these girls a little bit earlier. And now we'll really send them home here. Here we go. And then, of course, we've got to work on the tail here. And just kind of work in between here. And that's okay because we can just do that, as you can see. And all we're doing is just filling in that area nicely. Very nicely. Very nicely. And that's what it is. You want to be efficient, you want to be quick, but you also want to be accurate because, you know, like right now you're looking at this model and you're going, okay, I don't get it. It's not working for me. Why does this look the way it looks? Okay, it doesn't look like much. But there'll just be that one thing that you start to do, and that's what's going to sell this model. So that's what you have to keep working to. You have to keep building and building. Each color builds. It builds another color. It builds another color. And we kindly work our way outwards. So this is kind of fun because I'm trying to get myself back into a little bit of painting shape here. So doing the Arcadia Quest is really actually good, and I'm going to be doing all of it so I can just be done with it once and for all. And my boy there and I, Vernon, have a project that we have to take care of because basically we got screwed over, or one of our friends, our very close friends, got screwed over, so we're fixing that. And I think partially some of it is our fault. Mostly my fault for not double checking something. But who knows, maybe a simple email will fix everything, I hope. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Now you can see I had that red tail in there and I just fixed that. It dried pretty quickly and boom. Just like that, we painted right over it. Palma, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. And like I said, you know, if you guys have any questions for Vernon or myself, please feel free to let us know anything that you want to know. Especially about either one of us, which is kind of helpful. So we're going to let that dry for a second. But while that's drying, that doesn't mean you can't keep working on the model itself. Unless it's fully covered with something, it's really okay to kind of do what we want to do. So we're going to get away from the purple for a bit. And we're just going to try to hit and start bringing out some of those colors that we want to bring out. Because we're going to do a wash over this, but we want to put colors on here that are safe for if we got it on there that it won't mess up the wash. And one of those colors that we want to use is a Ushabi Bone. Go ahead, do it. So Ushabi bone is kind of like, for me, it's an undercoat for the white for the chibis. Because if I decide to prime something black, you just can't put white over it because the black will show through. So it's kind of good to have a color underneath. But, you know, basically with the black, and the thing that works with the black is that you really kind of help it shine through a little bit. So it all comes together. Good evening from the Netherlands. How are you? I hope you are well. And thank you for joining us from the Netherlands. We're just doing kind of showing off some of these models that we did, and we're working on 6 more for a little while. And I just figured I'd just do a very quick little hour to kind of make up for not being there this week with all the stuff that we had going on. Now right here, you can see what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit that bone area right there. So all we want to do is just take that Ushabi bone. Now this is going to be white. Now we all know that bone isn't white, okay? Especially if it's sticking out, it gets dirty and stuff like that. But because these are chibis, all we're trying to do is we want to get a little bit of those areas there. Let's see. And we want to hit, as you see, it's a harpy, so it's got these claws right here. I want to hit this claw here and that claw there, and just start to kind of bring out a little bit more of what we're looking for in this chibi. Now the other thing that I like to do, and sometimes, and actually I probably should use a smaller brush, and that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to pull out one of our, I bought a brand new Master Touch, particularly to do some of this kind of stuff. And you can get these at, oh goodness, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, any place that you have a craft store. I always like to have a couple of new ones on hand, and just, I've got one here, but I'm just not feeling it today. And you got to have a feel of your brush. I love watching these videos. This is the first time live, I think. I don't want to reiterate too much, but I wish the Queen and the rest of the family the best. Thank you so much. We're hoping she gets better, that's for sure. She is the whole nerve setter of this family, so it's been very difficult for the last couple of weeks not having her here in the hospital. But like I said, I try to make things up a little bit and do a little quick Saturday thing for about an hour or two. And, you know, what are we in? We're in 34 minutes. Kind of showed you what I've been doing to keep my mind busy. And that's the beauty about painting, is that it does keep your mind busy. It keeps you thinking about things and stuff like that. I didn't want to flood the channel here with a whole bunch of my stuff. So if you guys are interested in how these other figures come out, all you have to do is just go to Rob Oren, and you will find on my channel there. I'm not saying you have to subscribe or anything, but if you just are interested in just seeing some of the process, and it's kind of long. Matter of fact, Vernon was there for a while helping me out. That we were working on painting this set, and it was just nice to just take your mind off things and just kind of zone in. So you can see where the claws start to come in a little bit. And also what we want to do, is I just kind of want to, just a little bit, not really too much, because I'm going to put a dark wash over this. All I'm doing is I'm just going to put in a little bit of their teeth, just to have a little bit of a line there. And that's going to help things a little bit. And you're saying, how's that going to help things a little bit? Well, you just watch, and I promise you it'll all come together. Upgrade Slinky, how are you? Very good. Any tips? Sometimes my hands will shake because joint problems. Well, look how I keep my hands. My hands are gone, and I have very big hands. So what I like to do is I like to keep my wrist centered. So what I'll do is I'll grab this miniature and lay this hand out. Now you see, there's no place for my wrist or hand to go whatsoever. So now what I do is I take the other hand, and look where I have this finger. It's on my hand, so I kind of almost like link hands a little bit. And then I can turn my miniature. I'll use my pinky here to kind of center everything, so I have good control. And just kind of use that paintbrush to kind of dance around. And this is the kind of stuff that you can only see live, folks. And you can only see it here at the Mighty DT. Matter of fact, I hope some of you guys will be joining us at the Dice Tower convention this year, because I know for a fact that Vernon and I are going to be there, and we have 4 painting classes of at least 40 people. So if you want to learn from Vernon, the master of all things, this is your chance to spend some time, some quality time with, and get you some Vernon. There you go. And Mr. Sam Healy. Let's not forget about the Sam Healy. It'd be a good time for you guys to just be able to paint with a couple of the masters. And there we go. And I'm just trying to get this Ushabti bone in here pretty well, and I just let my paint do the walking. I let my brush kind of work its way in there. As you can see, I just kind of went over that just a little bit because I just want to get a good feel and see where my hand is going to be at. I'm not worried if I get it anywhere or I miss a spot, because the dark wash that I'm going to put over this is really going to darken things up. Mike Parkinson. Mike, let me tell you something. Can we talk about Santorini? Can we talk about that for a little bit, Mike? So what's the best way to strip thick amounts of fallout color off of... Oh, yeah. Basically, here's what I would do if I were you. And if you want to redo Santorini, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And how to do it properly. You should paint those buildings. Okay? But here's the way I would paint them. I would have took and I would have spray painted them white. Okay? Even though they're white, I would have put a coat of white on. So essentially, what you wanted to do was take those buildings and prime them white, and then what you do is you take a new oil and you just cover all those buildings. Now it's going to darken them up, okay? But that's okay, because then you take and I'm going to let Vernon put this down. You would take a ceramic white base, okay? Just take a big old nylon brush like this, okay? I already did that. You already did what? I can't. Oh, and then what you would do is you would just take and get a good amount on there, wipe it all off, and then just dry brush over the high areas. That would give you a very more three-dimensional look, and everything would be good. What did you already do, bro? Do you usually use example images to determine the color and details on the models, or do you improvise and trust your instinct to determine a color scheme? Oh, of course you did. I knew you were going to paint the same, and you did exactly what I just said, right, Vernon? Jan, or Jan, as far as your suggestion, as far as what I do is I look at it and I try to match the colors up with what I have. If I don't have that exact color, I kind of
improvise a little bit. I'll be honest with you, I do improvise a lot of things. And I try to see what will make a model and hopefully bring it out. Because that's exactly all you're trying to do, is bring some attention. Now, like with these chibis here, for instance, this is kind of tough. And Vernon will attest to this. This is a very, very tough model. And you're probably saying, okay, well, why is it so tough, Rob? Come on. Can't be that bad. Well, the reason it's so tough is that their face structure is really what sells the model. You could do a beautiful job on their bodies or armor and stuff like that, but all of a sudden you just, that was a fantastic pronunciation. The second, of course. Okay. Thank you. I try my best. I'm not the smartest block of, basically I'm a block of wood. But I do have moments. It's kind of like that moment in Old School when that's how you debate, and then the guy goes, "What happened? Did we win?" So, but honestly, you can really get everything right on the body, but if you mess up that face, that model's done. Because nobody's looking at anything else. Because their heads are bigger, there's nothing else that you could do that would matter. And that makes these some of the toughest models that you can paint. I mean, you can have them with their pants can be all different colors, or everything cannot work, but boy, if their head is right, boy, that sells everything. And it's all about selling sometimes. And what I mean by selling is it's presentation, how things are portrayed. I mean, you may not hit in the lines all the time, but boy, you get that face right on a chibi, congratulations, you're on your way, my friend. And we're just taking our sweet time. Dutch names are weird to pronounce for non-Dutch people, so no, you are not a block of wood. Thank you. Rust-Oleum hammer, ivory, matte clear coat for the buildings, mixed with a deep blue metallic medium and gold varnish for the domes. That's how I painted it. There you go. There you go. Thanks for the tip, Rob and Vern. I will have to use them for an updated episode. There you go. Make sure you credit Vernon. So we don't want his feelings hurt. It really, like take this. There's nothing really, really complicated about this dragon here. And just talking about chibis in general. And I know I'm going off on a bit of a tangent, but I think Vernon will agree. Look at his body, okay? And this is nothing but just a couple of, do not come up. Once I tell you you can come, you'll wait downstairs by the front door. Okay, cool. Hold on, I just have to answer something for the Queen, who is in the hospital. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's get back to the subject, and I apologize for that, folks. Okay, look at this body. There is nothing overly complicated about what we have here, okay? And, it's a base color, then a dry brush out, and just a little bit of strategicness up here. Making sure that you have your white in your areas, making sure that you have that, little bit of indenture in there. But here's what sells this guy. Okay, let's look at his head. Okay, and I put him on his side there. If this head was messed up, the rest of the body doesn't matter, because that's what you're looking at, and that's what sells a chibi. Look at the size. Okay, no, that's actually a little bit better. Look at the size of the head compared to the rest of the body. Okay, that's what makes this chibi. That's what is going to sell, and people are going to look at that and go, wow, that's pretty good. Doesn't matter if I missed in between his toes or I missed a spot here. You're looking here. That is the main focal point. Now with the GW figure, that's a different story, okay? Because you're looking at the whole thing because of the amount of detail all the way through, and the head is a lot smaller. Let's take this guy for instance here. Okay, nothing, very basic bottom, but right here, the eyebrows, how they give expression to the face. If you don't hit these eyebrows dead on, okay, you're in trouble. His mouth, okay, if you're not portraying how he looks with his eyes and everything, because his eyes make this whole thing, and his head is very big. So here is where you really get your real concentration of work has to be within this certain area. Everything else kind of really doesn't matter. One more example, okay? Look at the size compared to the body. The body doesn't matter, okay? I put a little blue in here to make a little difference, but this is where everything kind of works out here, and you have to get that right. All right, I ranted enough. As Rob said, as soon as you see a chibi, you are pulled into the eyes, so they are wonky. Next comes the judgment on the face. No one really looks past the rest of that. If the rest is excellent, head right on, right on. See, that's why me and Vernon are a team. Tag team painting. I teach you the beginning stuff, and then Vernon teaches you the hard stuff. It's like graduating. It's like going from 9th grade to 10th grade. So again, right now, what we're trying to do is really just bring out the body a little bit. And we're really concentrated and focused in on little details. Little details, because that's what these things are. There's a lot of little details. You know, this right here is a little detail, but the real focus is really going to be on the face, and you'll see how we'll do that and why I'm going to do what I do. I may not be able to finish it in this time slot because I'm just waiting to go up to the hospital. And once I get the call to go up there, I'll shut this down pretty quickly. But the thing is, you want to see how that dragon's painted. You want to see how those other figures are painted. You can kind of skim my live streams from yesterday, and I think they'll help you out if you're thinking of doing anything like this or any kind of Arcadia Quest figure at all, because we do talk about technique and we do talk about a lot of different things. And Vernon was there for a good part of it and really helped out. It's always good to have him there so we can do this kind of work and really hit home. I swear Rob and I are two separate people. Yeah, it's really me typing. You know, we have a love for something, and all we want people to do is just, hey, try this out. We really think that this is something that anybody can do. I mean, you buy and you go out and you pay $100. Some people are okay with just playing with gray plastic and are there for the experience of just playing the game and the mechanic of the game. But you kind of get three hobbies in one game. That's not a bad thing. And if you're going to pay $70, it kind of adds. I always felt that adds to the experience, right, Janice?
Yeah.
Janice loves her some painted minis, and let's face it, they're spoiled little brats now. We don't play a game until it's painted. That's why I'm trying to rush through this one. We'd like to do it next weekend, and show you guys how it's played with painted miniatures. You could be like, you could do one miniature a week and sit here and do all, and put really fancy music to it and really, do a whole bunch of things. I like to do things live. I like to show you my struggles, what I go through, how I build towards something. Instead of cutting a lot of that out, to try to make it easier for you so you can go, yeah, you know something, I think I can do that. If Rob can do that and make the mistakes and correct them, I can do this too. And that's how I feel about that. So what we're going to take, get ready, Vernon, some lead belcher. All right, and we are just going to hit one more area before we throw a big wash on these guys. Because we are about, wow, we're about 51 minutes in. And I think that's all because I didn't shut up the whole time. I do talk too much. Rob, are you wearing magnification glasses? If so, where did you get them? Actually, the Queen got it for me. It is a headset. I'll take it off very quickly. And it's got a light on it, as you can see. And this comes out where you can have different types of things. I think she got it on eBay, to be honest with you. I need it because my eyes are bad. You know, I'm getting really old. Hands are going bad. The eyes are bad. You know, everything's going bad. Let's just call it what it is. And you know, we just try to fight through things and do our best we can. That's all we can do. And do me a favor, if you guys get a chance, go to what do we got here? Oh, we got to do the red, but I'm not. We're going to follow up the red at the end. I think that's what I want to do. That's I was just looking, and I was thinking if I went outside my scope like I normally do. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. You can fix it. That's the other thing. But go to Board Game Geek, and not Board Game Geek, BoardGameLinks.com, and upvote Dice Tower. There's no reason that they should be in fourth place. They just reset everything for 2017. Let's make our boys number one. They work hard for you guys. They really do. They put a lot of work into this channel. They allow morons like me to come on and do stuff. So, you know, it can't be that bad. You know that they got a lot of trust. Don't say it, Vernon. Drunken Chaps 44. Any tips for a colorblind person to help get colors right? Maybe like a reference sheet or website, something that I sometimes struggle to see which shades to use or what colors to mix for desired result. You know something? Ask me that question this Thursday, and I'm going to make it a point to look and see what I can find. I cannot tell you off the top of my head, to be honest with you, but I think it'd be good if I'll try to look it up and see what we can find out for you. And that's the best I can say about that, my good friend. I've seen you on a lot of the casts, so let me see what I can do to help you. Streams, excuse me, cast. Okay, so let's see here. So we're going to come in here. There we go. And there we go. We got the arrow, right? Okay, and we're going to do one more thing before we put this wash on here. And I really want you guys to see the wash go on, because I think it's kind of important. We're going to take a little bit of Retribution Armor. It's one of my favorite golds right now because it goes on so nice, and the pigmentation is just absolutely spectacular on it. So Retribution Armor, which is a base color. All right, Miss Lori, how are you? One of my favorite people of all time. The great Miss Lori, which Janice knows so well. All right, so we're going to take this and on these flying ones, it's a little difficult what we have to try to get in here. But she has a little medallion here. And all I want to do is kind of hit it a little bit, and work it in there. There we go. And then this little bow up on her hair, I'm going to make that gold as well, because I think that'll be a nice little touch. It's the little things sometimes that really make a difference and will really sell your work. Taking little liberties. Alright. Now here the medallion is just right on her chest, so that's good for us. And all we do is just, and you got to be careful with this because it is a critical spot there. And then once again over here, the medallion, the necklace, and then the bow up top, or scrunchie. It's all about the scrunchie. Alright. There we go. And we're just going to hit this in one more time. I'll look at any comments that happen to be out there. Just give me a moment. Alright, there we go. Oops. Up, 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 up. Come on. Big hands don't always help a lot. And I can see where I got a little bit of the Ushabi bone on some of their hair, but I can fix that very quickly. And I'll do that later. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that one bit. So we're just going to work that in there. And then right into the neck area. Perfect. Alright. And then finally, did I get all their hair knots? Yep. And we're going to come over here. Just nice and good round mark there. Dennis just wanted to say, again, love the work. Thanks for answering my questions. Going to go try the tip. Get those elbows on that table and you'll be fine. Trust me, I have really bad hands. Also check out the book, Color Index by Jim Kloss. Look at you. Leave it up to Vernon to come up with the good questions, with the good answers. That's why he's Vernon and I'm Rob. Two different people. Or are we? Alright. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we're going to close this up. And we're going to clean off our brush a little bit. We're going to do something really, really quick. Because I want to just show you something. We have a little eyeball here. And that's dry now. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of wash and go over that. Now you're saying, okay, why are you going to do that? And why are you going to do a little wash there? Well, because I want it to be like a eyeball a little bit. And if you pull an eyeball out of somebody's head, it's going to be a little red. And not all the Visine in the world is going to fix that, is it? Alright, let's see if we can find. And if I paint it on top of the covers like Vernon said I should do. We're going to take some crimson, Carrollsberg crimson, and it's a shade, it's a wash. And all we want to do is just take one of our little junky brushes here. Just get a little bit on there. Just enough on there. And just kind of go over this and really work it in there. And really make that eye kind of stand out kind of disgustingly. And that's the effect that we are trying to accomplish exactly. And we're going to work that in the back area here. And we're going to take some of the stuff from the front here, work it into the back. So we don't want it all to pool there. And it was just something that I noticed It was kind of bothering me because I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, you know.
Look at that. That's disgusting. That's how you make an eyeball, folks. That's how you make an eyeball.
And you can see, and then what we'll do is we'll go over with a little bit of purple and the black over the top. But we're getting exactly what we want. We're getting a nice eyeball kind of shade, bloodshot kind of eyeball. So I hope you enjoyed that little tidbit real quick. All you do is take a little shabby bone as a base, and then just go over with the Carisburg Crimson, and then boom, you got yourself one bloodshot eyeball. And that is how you do that. Alright, so now we gave this a few minutes to settle, and we're going to move right here to one of my all-time favorite shades. You hear me talk about this quite a bit. Let me just loosen up this brush a little bit here. And we got a couple shades that we can put on. I wonder if I should let that sit a little bit. No. I got that lime green. I've just got to put a little stuff over. Let's just take a look here. Alright, no, we should be alright. Now what I want to do is I want to take... What's the matter, miss?
I'm trying to log into something.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's okay. Let's see here. Okay, great. So we're going to take Newell oil. Okay? Now you're saying, well, what are you going to do with that, Ron? Well, I'm going to show you. And all I want to do is I want to take, and I want to go over the face and this purple area. Now it's really going to darken everything up, but we're going to brighten that back up. And there's a reason for everything that we do. We're just going to kind of work that and right into the face. Really want that to kind of sit in there. And we want to work it around. It's okay. We're going to work it up top here. It's okay. And just kind of work that wash in there onto her flesh a little bit. Working into the wings, tail, the feeties. And we really want that wash to kind of...
Mom said she'd be home 45 to 60 minutes. I thought you were picking her up.
No, she told me that she would... yeah, there we go. She told me she would call me when to come. Oh, there it goes. Come and get me. Tell me when you're about at the big orange tire.
Okay, well, there you go. All right. So now, as you can see, I'm taking that wash and working it into the face area, and that's going to darken up that facial area. All right, and that's going to dry. What are the three hobbies in one? Painting, playing, and putting together. There's a lot of these games you have to put the miniatures together. Let's do one more before we call it here. And we're just going to go over. And all we're trying to do is just darken everything up, because we're going to brighten everything back up. But we want to bring out the detail in the face a bit. So what I'm trying to do is work that in there, and then what I'm going to do is build outwards by dry brushing outwards. And just taking a nice lighter type of purple. And we'll cover this more on Thursday when we do the other parts, or maybe I might just roll a little later on my channel and do some of this. We'll have to see. But all we're trying to do, so we want to cover up all that purple, and we want to get little defined lines, because when we go to do the eyeballs, we want that little bit of, we want things to be defined a little bit. We want to be able to get in those recesses with this and really kind of work in there so we can see exactly where we need to highlight. And then we'll brighten all this stuff up and just really make it shine like a chibi should. Because all chibis are happy, right? Except for those dogs over there. Those chibi dogs. You see them just kind of working the highlight in there. Even on the gold areas, there you go. Just working it into her ears because I want, and you control the wash, and that's the beauty of it. Whoops. If you can't put the figures up, but you can control the wash, right? All right, so, and again, we're working here and here. There we go. And we're going to work in the back of the wings. And again, these are all going to be brought out, and that's where we're going to really sell these home, is just by brightening them up. And it'll be a lot of fun. That's for sure. Just using simple techniques. Darken and then brighten the high spots. It gives you a shade or a three-dimensional look. And that's what you're looking to do, is to build your characters so they have personality. And that's what it does by giving a 3D look. Alright, so there we go. We got all that in there nice. We'll cover that up a little bit. There we go. Boy, I keep dropping things today. So, those young ladies have to dry. And they've got to dry a bit. I say a good 45 minutes to let them really dry before we get back to them. That, I would say. Thanks, Rob, for your patience, time, and answers. Please keep doing these videos. I love them, especially since you seem to love painting and interacting. I really do, and I love the fact that Jedi Jeff, how are you? I really love the fact that I'm able to do this, and I still have enough, at my age, that I can still keep doing this. Your hands go, your eyes go. Nothing will be perfect, but I can still do this, and I'm blessed for that. And to be able to share it with you guys means the world to me, and beyond anything. Now, I'm going to close this up real quick. Let me make sure that. So you see that we were working on the harpies today, and for those of you guys that came in here late, let's just show you what we've worked on yesterday. And you can't have a cool camera unless you use the noise, right? All right. And you can see. Oh, tell her I'm on my way. And as you can see, we have some really, really great figures there that we're working on. This is a beautiful set, and if you have the chance to get your hands on it, please do. You can see this, everything that we worked on. I have videos up on Robert Oren on YouTube. You can just check those out. I think we have 3 parts, but we got to do our 4th part here. And next Thursday we're going to be doing finishing this game up, so I'm excited about that. And we're going to be doing some more stuff from the original Arcadia Quest, so I'm looking forward to sharing that all with you guys and answer any questions. And I hope my good buddy and pal Vernon will be there to give us a hand as we continue to do this. With that said, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this. It's been a joy for myself. I want to thank Vernon for all the help. He really helps things, and it looks like you should be playing this game by next week, and that's maybe even sooner. Who knows? With that said, everyone, thank you so much for watching this, and I was glad to get this done on a Saturday. We'll see you soon.